honest here, we have got confirmation of what is one of the worst things that happened to Caitlyn Clark before the WNBA season started.
Imagine it's 2023. Caitlyn Clark is caught in the middle of a massive storm of criticism over her Nike deal. The internet's in an uproar, calling the situation unfair and even racist. Meanwhile, AjaWilson stays silent, watching it all unfold. Why? Because she's got a secret. Fast forward to today. Boom. The truth is revealed. Wilson has been working on her own Nike shoe for 2 years. Can you believe it? She let Clark take all the heat while she kept her deal under wraps. Now fans are turning on Wilson, and it's not pretty. This is the story of how one of the WNBA's biggest stars just lost it all. You're not going to believe what just went down in the WNBA world. Remember all that drama around Caitlyn Clark's Nike deal last year? Well, hold on, because things just got a whole lot wilder.
And it is confirmation that AjaWilson, who was at the time prior to Caitlyn Clark, the face of the WNBA, sent an angry mob towards a 22-year-old and knew exactly what she was doing.
Picture this. It's 2023, and Caitlyn Clark's Nike deal drops. The internet erupts. Everyone's going wild, calling it unfair, racist, you name it. And where's AjaWilson in all this? Silent as ever. But here's the twist. She knew for 2 whole years that her own Nike shoe was coming.
AjaWilson had to keep her Nike signature shoe secret from her parents for almost 2 years. She showed them the A1 the day before the official reveal in their site.
Can you believe that? You might be thinking, wait, what? Aja had a deal this whole time? Yep, you heard it right. While Clark was out there facing a firestorm of criticism, Aja was sitting on this huge secret. Talk about a plot twist.
The key takeaway here is she kept it a secret for almost 2 years. While watching all of the backlash, all outrage, all of it.
Here's where it gets really juicy. Remember that tweet Aja sent out? The one where she said she hadn't been signed? At the time, everyone thought she was playing the victim, like she'd been passed over for a deal. But now we know the truth. She was already lined up with her own signature shoe. It's like she was playing us the whole time.
Whatever posting that, and a lot of people thought, oh, she was posting that in order to get a signature shoe, because it did get pushed a few weeks later. Not only was that not true, she is confirmed she had to keep it secret for almost 2 years. So for almost 2 years she...
And let's not forget about Caitlyn Clark. While all this drama was unfolding, she was out there absolutely dominating on the court. We're talking about a rookie who shattered not just 1, not 2, but 62 records. Can you even wrap your head around that? She led the league in assists, leaving jaws on the floor, all while dealing with intense scrutiny and criticism. Now, you might be wondering, why didn't Aja say something? Why let Clark take all that heat? That's the million-dollar question, right? Aja had the power to shut down the controversy. She could have stepped up and said, hey, let's embrace Caitlyn. There's room for all of us. But instead, she chose silence. And that silence? It's speaking volumes now.
And if you say, oh, she's an NDA, there is nobody, and I mean no NDA, that makes it so that you have to pretend, you have to play victim and pretend you don't have a shoe when you have one coming. You have to stay silent. You don't have to, especially when you saw what was happening.
Fans are furious. They're calling Aja out for what they see as shady behavior, with some even accusing her of race baiting. It's like overnight, Aja went from being a beloved star to someone fans are seriously questioning. But hold on, it gets even crazier. This whole situation isn't just about Aja and Caitlyn, it's got people side-eyeing Nike too. Fans are saying Nike played into this narrative, letting a rookie take the fall for their PR mess. Some are even claiming Nike's stock should take a hit over this. Talk about collateral damage. What's wild is that Aja probably thought she was riding a wave of sympathy, but now that wave has turned into a tsunami of backlash. Fans who once adored her are now feeling betrayed. It's like watching a house of cards collapse in real time. And speaking of collapse, you won't believe how fast Aja's fan base is crumbling. Remember when she was the WNBA's golden girl? Well, those days are long gone. Fans are turning on her faster than a crossover dribble, and the fallout? It's like nothing we've ever seen before.
And I'm going to tell you, AjaWilson is getting dragged to hell. And I mean it.
You might be thinking, okay, so Aja messed up, but how bad could it really be? Let me tell you, it's worse than you can imagine. We're talking about die-hard fans, people who lived and breathed AjaWilson, now saying they've lost all respect for her. Can you even picture that level of betrayal? It's like the foundation of everything she built with her fans is crumbling beneath her.
I mean, people are literally like, oh, no, you did not let all of that go down. She sat back and watched all that outrage and just let it happen, by the way. Let it happen.
One fan didn't hold back, spitting fire on social media. You knew it was basically in Nike's lineup. She lost a fan in me. She knew she had a signature shoe and played into the hate of Caitlyn getting one. That's disgusting behavior. Whoa, talk about a mouthful of anger. But can you blame them? This fan's not just disappointed, they're downright disgusted. It's clear that for some, this isn't just a slip-up. It feels like a total betrayal.
That you saw that all of this was just generating hate towards a 22-year-old, who, by the way, had never played a game at this stage. She was a 22-year-old who never played a game. A 22-year-old. You are nearly 30 years old. You're nearly 30 years old. Knowingly sending an angry mob towards a 22-year-old player is awful. That's just awful.
And it doesn't stop there. Another fan dropped this truth bomb. She knew for 2 years about her shoe deal but still played the victim over Caitlyn's. 2 years. That's not just keeping a secret, that's practically living a double life. Fans are feeling played, and they're not having it anymore. The trust is broken, and now it's all coming to a head.
Like, this is, it was just objectively wrong. On a human level, fuck basketball at this stage. On a human level, this is wrong. So she knew she was getting a shoe for 2 years, still pretend like she wasn't when they announced 22 shoe, leading to hate training as a rookie for no reason.
Now, you might be wondering, what about Nike? Don't they share some of the blame here? Well, you're not alone. Fans are coming for Nike too. They're saying Nike should have stepped in and shut this whole mess down before it spiraled out of control. People are arguing that Nike let Aja's silence fuel this ugly narrative about Caitlyn Clark, and now everyone's paying the price. It's clear that the brand's handling of this situation is under serious scrutiny.
By the way, the hate train might have happened anyway, but it quadrupled, like, with her pretending that it was like she had been slighted and all this. And you could argue maybe she was slighted by Sabrina getting one before, but doesn't give you an excuse to take it out on a 22-year-old.
But here's where it gets really wild. You know how brutal social media can be, right? Well, what's happening to Aja right now is on a whole other level. Fans aren't just mad. They're going nuclear. They're digging up old tweets, old interviews, anything they can find to prove how two-faced she's been. It's like they're on a mission to expose every little inconsistency in her story. And let me tell you, the stuff they're finding, it's not pretty. Every old comment, every past interview where Aja talked about shoes or contracts, it's all coming back to haunt her. Fans are piecing together a picture of someone who knew exactly what she was doing when she stayed silent about her own deal. What's crazy is that it's not just casual fans or Twitter trolls doing this. Longtime supporters, people who had Aja's back through thick and thin, are jumping ship. It's like watching a house of cards collapse in real time. 1 minute, Aja is on top of the world. The next, she's watching her reputation crumble before her eyes. Social media is absolutely blowing up with people expressing their shock and disappointment. Every few minutes, there's a new tweet or post from someone saying they've lost all respect for Aja. The sentiment is clear, fans feel betrayed, and they're not afraid to say it loud and clear. Now you might be thinking, okay, Aja messed up, but couldn't she have fixed it? Well, get ready because we're about to dive into all the chances Aja had to be a real leader. And trust me, when you see what she could have done, you'll be shaking your head even harder. Let's play a little game of what if for a second. Imagine if Aja had come out swinging for Caitlyn Clark instead of playing the victim. Picture this. Aja steps up to the mic and says, "Hey, let's embrace Caitlyn Clark, she's good for the game." Boom. Just like that, she could have flipped the entire narrative, but nope, Aja chose drama instead.
AjaWilson never came out and was like, hey, let's calm this drama. There's no reason for this. Let's tamper this down. Not everybody has a full story. Yada, yada. I don't remember any of that. I don't remember any of that happening. Which tells me she's more than happy playing the victim. She's more than happy playing the victim.
She's perfectly content playing the victim. Or here's another thought. What if Aja had just kept quiet? I know, it's hard to imagine, but sometimes silence is golden. Instead of tweeting out that delayed, not denied nonsense, she could have just let the storm pass. But no, Aja had to stir the pot, and now she's the one left holding the spoon.
Was tweeting the second Clark's deal got announced, what's delayed is not denied, and then made this whole thing about, then started posting about how basically people of color will never get these opportunities.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Aja had the perfect chance to use her platform to shut down all that hate Caitlyn Clark was getting. Think about it. A veteran player standing up for a rookie? That's leadership right there. That's the kind of move that would make fans and sponsors sit up and take notice. But instead of rising above it, Aja let her ego take control, and now she's paying the price big time.
By the way, the hate train might have happened anyway, but it quadrupled, like with her pretending that it was like she had been slighted and all this. And you could argue maybe she was slighted by Sabrina getting one before her. But doesn't give you an excuse to take it out on a 22-year-old.
You know what's crazy? Fans are saying Aja could have been a role model, someone young players could look up to. But instead, she chose to be petty. Can you believe it? A chance to inspire a whole generation of ballers thrown away because she couldn't handle someone else being in the spotlight. Now let's talk about the fallout. It's not just about hurt feelings and angry tweets. We're talking about missed sponsorship opportunities, lost fans, the whole 9 yards. Companies love athletes who show leadership and sportsmanship. They want to see players lifting each other up, not tearing each other down. But Aja, she just showed them she's not that kind of player. And here's what's really wild. This whole mess could have been a golden opportunity for Aja to show she's a team player, that she's all about growing the game. Instead, she's got fans turning their backs on her left and right. It's like she forgot that in sports, how you act off the court is just as important as how you play on it. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about Aja, it's about the whole league. When veteran players support rookies facing criticism, it's not just good for them. It's good for everyone. It shows unity, it shows class. But Aja, she chose division. She chose to let a rookie take all the heat while she sat back and watched.
Victim. How great would Aja be if she didn't have that mentality? Because she can play. By the way, she plays all the time. Nobody watches.
Now you might be wondering, is this the end for Aja? Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Her reputation has taken a serious hit, that's for sure. Fans who used to cheer her name are now booing from the sidelines. And let's be real, in today's world, public perception is everything. One wrong move, and bam, you're trending for all the wrong reasons. Talk about a fall from grace. AjaWilson's story is a wake-up call for all of us. It's not just about how good you are on the court anymore. Integrity is the real MVP here. And you know what? It's got us all thinking, do we want our sports heroes to be honest, or do we just care about their game? But here's where it gets really interesting. This whole mess isn't just about Aja. It's shaking up the entire WNBA. Remember Colin Kaepernick? His stance caused a huge uproar, but it also got people talking about some really important issues. Now we're seeing something similar in women's basketball. So what's next for Aja? Who knows? But one thing's for sure, the WNBA will never be the same. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. Maybe it's time for fans to step up, demand more transparency, and create an environment where players lift each other up instead of tearing each other down. Can you imagine how awesome that would be?